Hey, Cade, it's David Hood with Tiger Net. Is it a little rough to come off of a loss at Notre Dame and then have a week to think about it, or do you guys think that maybe this open date came at a really good time, considering that guys like you have played so many snaps and there's a lot of guys that were banged up?
Yeah, it's always tough to, especially with us as a high-performing team who, winning is, best is the standard. And, we're so used to winning. And so, it's difficult to come off of something like that. But I think the bye week came at a really good time. And, we had some guys, banged up, and we were able to get healthy and really, refocus on ourselves and just learn. It's a good learning experience, especially some of these guys, been here 2-3 years, never even lost a game. So it was a regular season game, excuse me. So it was a real humbling experience, and I think, it refocused the team and got us locked back in on the goal.
After a game like Notre Dame, there's obviously a lot of criticism about the running game and the offensive line and the interior. Do you guys listen to that, or is it best to just kind of block it out and focus on the building that you're in now?
We just see it as, a opportunity to get better, there's always something that goes wrong, and things happen that you don't expect to happen or you don't want to play out. And it's just an opportunity for us to grow as players and as a team and to get better and, really refocus for next week or this upcoming week and go out there and make a better performance.
Kate, it's Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com here. After self-scouting yourselves this past week or so, what were some of the things that you just evaluated about, what went wrong in the Notre Dame game? You're 2 for 6 on third and short. Was that just a product of them loading the box, or was it multiple things?
Every play was, multiple things, sure, but when it comes down to it, we just got to do better for ourselves. You can make all the excuses in the world. You can say this happened, that happened. We should have done this better. We should have done that better. But at the end of the day, they were a really good team. They fought really hard, and they won the game. And now we see how to fight, and we were able to show, we don't give up. We don't bow down to nobody, even though, we didn't have the outcome we wanted to. We have those characteristics that are hard for a team to find, and we're able to develop on those. And now we get to go back in and work on our technique and become a fluid and fundamentally sound team and offense.
Hey, Kay, this is Grace Rayner with The Athletic. Just as a follow-up, when you say go back in and work in on technique, for those of us that don't know offensive line as well as you guys do, what exactly does that look like?
Offensive line's really techniques, fundamentally sound positions. So, you could take one wrong step in the very beginning and it's kind of like it's different. It's a different world down in the trenches. One wrong step will take you way the wrong way and you could be out of position in a matter of half a second. So, really going back in and focus on the basics of, footwork and hand placement and locking in on assignments and recognizing defensive fronts and alignments and formations and just being able to hone in on the little things that, you learn in Pee Wee football, step with your right foot, step with your left foot, things like that you take for granted when you've been playing the game so long, that are very crucial and critical for, a fundamentally sound offensive line to really perform at a high level.
When things do go wrong, I guess, how quickly do you recognize it in the moment versus how much of it coaches showing you back on tape saying, okay, XYZ went wrong here. This is how we fix this?
It depends on the play. A lot of the times it's such a close combat battle with defensive linemen or offensive linemen, whoever it is in the trenches. You can tell pretty quickly on what you did and did he get his hand placement in there before you did, or did he get off the ball with better, technique? It's such a small, close quarters combat that, you can tell most of the time pretty quickly if, okay, well, he did a really good job there, and now I need to go back in and I need to do it this way or that way next time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cade, it's Trevor again. You played quite a bit 2 years ago in Tallahassee in that historic that game, the worst home loss the Noles have ever had. What do you remember about that game, and how excited are you guys about just getting to play down there again?
I remember just the whole experience, being the first time being in Tallahassee, and, they have a beautiful stadium, and just getting to, get out there, like you said, and really play a lot. It was fun. It made you realize why you came to play the game and why you love it so much, because it's game day and you want to give it all you got. And it really shows you, why you work so hard 365 days a year. And I think, that game really showed me like why I love the game so much, and why I want to keep playing and why I want to pursue.
Florida State lost Marvin Wilson. Obviously, he was a potential first-round NFL draft pick, but still have some big dudes on that defensive front like Cooper. Just how do you think their defensive line compares to what you saw against Notre Dame?
I think they're a very good defensive line. They have some incredible athletes. Same with Notre Dame. Those are some of the best players in the country. I think both defensive lines are really physical and tough defensive lines, and you gotta eat your Wheaties. You gotta come at it, because you play for Clemson, and everybody's gonna want to come for Clemson and give you the best shot. And so week in and week out, you gotta give them everything you got, because they're coming for you. So we really just gotta do what we do every week, prepare. They're the best team, because the biggest game of the year, because of the next game, like Coach Swinney always says. So we got to refocus and fundamentally be sound for this week and prepare for the game.
Hey, Cade, it's David again. Coach Swinney was talking about how proud he is of this team. Did he talk to you about the heart shown at Notre Dame, considering down at one point 6 or 7 defensive starters? Bockhorst was out, wide receivers were out, and yet, it still takes Notre Dame 2 overtimes to beat you in their home stadium. Number one, what does that say about the culture of the program and this team and the talent? But number two, did Coach Swinney talk to you guys about that?
Like you said, the characteristics of being able to have the next man up, so to speak, when somebody goes down, and still fight and claw and give it everything you have for 4 quarters and 2 overtimes is a characteristic that is extremely hard to find in a football team. And, for this team to be able to fight like we did, it just showed, the characteristics of this team can take us to wherever we want to go. And as of what did you say, Coach Swinney asked us about do what now? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just wondering if Coach Swinney told you guys that he was proud and what that means that this team can do.
Absolutely. Any football team that battles like we did and fights with, like you said, a few guys down, but next big guy mentality. So Coach Swinney said is truly incredible. Yeah, he was super proud of us. Sure, not every time you step on the football field, can we do the things that we do? And we've had an incredible, especially me being 5 years here. Most people that went to college can't say that they, haven't lost in a regular season home game in 3 years. So Coach Swinney was super proud of us. Not every game you get the outcome you want, but at the end of the day, it shows, we're a fighting team. We have heart, we have character, we have toughness, and those are all intangibles you need for any team to want to make it to the top.
You haven't had a lot of plane rides home like that one. And, a lot of guys are probably really banged up and they get on the plane with ice and bandages and stuff. But what was that ride home like for you guys?
Well, truth be told, it was, I think, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So, like you said, a lot of guys were beat up, banged up. They just wanted to go to sleep. And it's late at night. So, most guys just kind of slept and, tried to take their mind off of it, and then just kind of work on themselves and re-heal. And it was just a quiet ride home. You know, it's not really something we're used to, but, you know, a lot of guys got to reflect and, you know, refocus and work on themselves.
Hey, Cade, it's Josh from the Post and Courier. Can you speak to the leadership that Tony Elliot has provided for you guys in the last week as you look to bounce back from the Notre Dame game?
Yeah, Coach E's an incredible coach. I mean, he's just a natural born leader, for sure. He just always finds the good in everything. You know, there's always something to be better, and I love that as a player. You know, you can always go to Coach E and look for advice, and you know, he's always got great advice for any situation. And so, you know, everybody, not just the offense but the defense, everybody respects him because, you know, how hard he's worked and just how smart he is, and his ability to communicate with anybody on any topic is just truly incredible.
Can you point to any moment over the last, you know, 8 days that interaction with him or something he said to the team that has really stuck out?
I don't want to misquote, you know, not off the top of my head can I think of, like, you know, Coach E has a good, you know, he's like Coach Swinney. He's got all these great speeches and isms. And so I don't know one over the last week, but, you know, I got them all through my head. I just can't get the right one out. I don't want to misquote the guy.
That's fair.
Cade, it's Trevor again. Just curious what you did with your little bit of break you had. Did you do some fishing, or did you see some family, or just watch football and relax?
Absolutely, all the above. You know, it was such a far drive for me to go home. You know, I barely was able to make it. I got to do a little, you know, family bonding, you know, a little hunting, a little fishing, you know, just relaxing and just enjoying the weekend and getting to spend time with family. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.